Good morning, dear students. In my previous class, I explained about the portrait of a lady, about Khushwant Singh has shared his memories. The author of the lesson has shared, Khushwant Singh has shared his memories, childhood memories with his grandmother. In the previous class, I told you there was lot of attachment. Author was very affectionate and grandmother was very loving and caring to his grandson Khushwant Singh. In the lesson The Portrait of Lady, I have explained, you came to know how grandmother would dress Khushwant Singh to school. Every day he has to go to school in that village. Grandmother and then Khushwant Singh, the author, they were staying in a small village. Every day grandmother would take him to the village temple, and then the school was attached to that temple. School and temple, they were together, attached in one building, and grandmother would get him ready for the school, and she would give him a bath, and then she would sing prayers every day, and then she wanted in the same monotonous manner, with the same tune. Grandmother wanted author to by heart that, but he did not show interest because his liking was, he wanted to listen to grandmother's prayers because he loved his sweet voice. Grandmother had a very beautiful voice that he liked, and she would pack his school bag, that is wooden slate, and then red ink bottle, and then along with that she would roll some stale chapatis, and then she would keep in the author's tiffin box. And while going to the school, village school, on the way she would feed the stray dogs. She would tear the chapatis into pieces, bits, and she would feed the stray dogs. Their author would go to his school, and then grandmother would sit in the temple, and then she would read scriptures, that is God's textbooks, and then she would count the beads, that is rosary. Rosary means counting of beads and offering prayers. Grandmother's lips constantly moved as she had too much faith in God. She loved to say that rosary, counting of beads. And here the author, when he was too small, the village priest, he would do service to God, and then he would come to the school, and in that school room he would teach author alphabets. Again, grandmother and author would return home. While returning home also, she would, on the way she would feed dogs, stray dogs. She would break the chapatis into small bits, and she would offer the stray dogs. It was a routine work. When life was going on so well, the parents who were living in the city, they sent for both grandmother and the author to come and settle in the city. So they had to leave that village and they had to go to live in the city. So author started in the city. Author started going to the English school in motor bus, and the lesson starts now. I will continue now. There was a turning point in our friendship. Although we shared the same room, my grandmother no longer came to school with me. I used to go to an English school in a motor bus. There were no dogs in the street, and she took to feeding sparrows in the courtyard of our city house. As long as they were in the village, grandmother would pass her time by feeding the street dogs. But when they came to the city, separate room was given to the author and the grandmother, because it is city. Author started going to the English school, and now the attachment and the bondage between author and grandmother became little less, because author would spend much of his time in the school. Morning he would go in the motor bus, he would come in the evening. And how grandmother spent her time without author in the city. Instead of, there were no street dogs there for grandmother to give chapatis, pieces of chapatis. She started spending her time by feeding sparrows. By feeding sparrows. You know, children, what is sparrow? Sparrow in Kannada we call it as gubbachi gubbi. Okay, nowadays you don't find those birds, small sparrows and all, because of tower, radiation, They don't want to live with us now. In the surroundings, you don't find sparrows nowadays. No birds are also there because of the tower radiation. And in the courtyard, she started to feed sparrows. That is how she spent her time. As the years rolled by, we saw less of each other. So he was busy going to English school. Grandmother was busy in the courtyard, and she would say prayers and then count the beads, tell her rosary, and she would feed the sparrows in the evening. Like that, she spent her time. When I came back, she would ask me what the teacher had taught me. I would tell her English words and little things of Western science and learning, the law of gravity, Archimedes' principle, the world being round, etc. This made her unhappy. She could not help me with my lessons. She did not believe in the things they taught at the English school and was distressed that there was no teaching about God. In this paragraph, you will come to know that when Arthur started going to English school, when Arthur would come back home, grandmother very eagerly, she would call the author near her and then she would ask, what did you learn in your English school? So the author Khushwant Singh, he started to tell her, in my English school, they taught me Archimedes' principle, they taught me about earth being round, some science, about gravitation, where grandmother did not understand anything because she had not gone to any school. What she can understand about English, science and all. Grandmother was very unhappy. Why she was unhappy? Because in English school, they did not read any religious scriptures and they did not teach anything about God. So grandmother was unhappy. When I went up to university, I was given a room of my own. The common link of friendship was snapped. My grandmother accepted her seclusion with resignation. So, for higher education, next turning point in his life was for his higher education, he went to university. You know this, for higher education, you do your master degree, post-graduation, they go to Dharwad University, like that. The author went to the university. Now, their friendship became, it was snapped, means they could not speak to each other or see each other like before, because he would spend much of his time with his books, preparing for the lessons and studying for the exams. Author was given separate room. My grandmother accepted the seclusion. She rarely left her spinning wheel to talk to anyone. From sunrise to sunset, she sat by her wheel, spinning and reciting prayers. When Arthur was not there with her, because he was busy with his studies and all, grandmother, how did she spend his time? She spent her time in front of the spinning wheel. Spinning wheel means, in Kannada it is called as charaka. That is to weave your own clothes. Gandhiji never bought any clothes from outside children. He sat in front of the spinning wheel and he wove his own clothes. So grandmother sat in front of the spinning wheel and she wove her own clothes. And then she fed sparrows. While she sat in veranda breaking the bread into little bits, hundred of little birds collected round her, creating a veritable bedlam of chirrupings. So in the evening during the sunset, grandmother's pastime activity was she would go to the courtyard. As soon as she would offer some grains or bits of bread, small pieces of bread crumbs, she would tear that and she would throw that in the courtyard. All the sparrows would come get collected because they were habituated. They know that every evening grandmother will feed them. All the sparrows would come, hundreds of sparrows would come. They would collect around grandma with the chirrupings. The cry or the singing of birds is called as chirruping. Some came and perched on her legs also. Perched means to sit above her legs. But she did not shoo them away. She did not drive them away because even she enjoyed. When I decided to go abroad for further studies, I was sure my grandmother would be upset. I would be away for 5 years and at her age one could never tell. But my grandmother thought she was not sentimental. She came to leave me at the railway station but did not talk to show any emotion. After his university education, see the separation went on. He went on progressing for his studies. He left his university, got his degree certificate, and then later on the author had to go to abroad for his another higher education. So grandmother did not show any emotion or sentiment or anything. She took it positively because this is what life is. If the author sits with grandmother, then who should study, who should achieve and excel in life? So she was matured in her thinking also. So she knows why author is not so close to her now, because he's grown up now. He's got his own responsibilities. He has to go to abroad. So she went to the railway station to bid goodbye to author, and he went abroad. Many years of his studies in the abroad, she came to know that author came back to the town. She went to receive the author. Khushwant Singh was quite grown up into adult. He had changed. She went there. She was very much happy when author came to her place, to her house. And that day evening when the author came, she did not pray, it seems. When author came to the house after many years, after staying in abroad when he came, that day grandmother did not pray. She collected women of the neighborhood, got an old drum and started to sing. Grandmother that day, what happened, we don't know. She collected some of her friends from the neighborhood, from neighboring houses. She brought one big dilapidated drum. She collected all the women from her neighborhood and she started to beat the drum and sing songs of warriors. Warriors means in those days, if warriors come victorious to the house, that is how they would appreciate by beating the drums. She sang for a long time till she became tired. So her house people had to tell her to stop beating the drum. The sun was setting and had lit the room and veranda. She lay peacefully in bed praying and telling her beads. Even before we could suspect, our lips stopped moving and the rosary fell from her lifeless finger. But that day evening, grandmother was a bit sick, children. She slept on the bed. The next day she did not get up. She was feeling that she had some mild fever. Author and all her people came there and they came to know that grandmother was sick. Otherwise, she would get up. She would offer prayers to God and she would sit in front of the spinning wheel. She would feed the sparrows in the courtyard. Not any activities she did not do on that day. She was quite sick. She had mild fever also. Then all the family members went near her and she said that, very sorrowfully she said, "You all don't worry, my last days have come. This is my last chapter. I am not going to leave for many more days and I think I may not leave." Saying this, while sleeping she was counting rosary. Suddenly, rosary fell from her hands and her lips, which was moving constantly offering prayers, her lips stopped moving, and then the people in the house came to know that grandmother was no more. Her face and body had turned pale. All the members were shocked to see grandmother, such a loving woman. How could she leave all of them and go to the different world? Then for her funeral, they brought red shroud. Shroud means red cloth. And they wrapped the corpse, the dead body, and they kept it there. That day evening, as usual, the sparrows came. They started showing their emotion. They know that grandmother who would feed always is no more. See, animals and birds can understand very well how much we cannot express our love, no? So much of concern and so much of love animals and birds can show us. Then author's mother went inside. As sparrows had come there, she went inside and then she brought bread. She made into small bits and then she threw it for the sparrows so that they will eat. But see children, how even birds can understand our feelings. Not one sparrow touched the bread crumb on that day. Even they were filled with grief. And that day, the sparrows, in this lesson, the author he shares his experience, that is first stage of life in the village, how he spent his time with grandmother. Second stage, when grandmother and Khushwant Singh had to go and live with his parents in the city. And then, how was the relationship between the author and the grandmother? And what grandmother spent his time with the sparrows. And third, when he started to going to university. And last, when he came back, what happened to grandmother? Grandmother's relationship between animals and birds. Animals means her relationship with she would feed the stray dogs, no? What kind of relationship she had with the animals? She would feed the sparrows in the courtyard in the city, no? How? This was the relationship what she had with birds. So, this is the lesson. I have completed this lesson, children, and I have sent this in PDF form. I think you have read the lesson thoroughly, and tomorrow, children, in my next class, I am going to teach a poem or any other lesson. Just wait for me. Thank you. Good day.